Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
There is a label maker in Cabin Radio Towers. Morning, everybody. It's Ollie. Monday morning. -1, 7 o'clock. There's a label maker. And AJ, bless his heart, has taken it upon himself to use the label maker to place signs everywhere on the desk in Studio One that simply read, "No drinks." Let that boundless optimism be your guiding light as we enter a new week here in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. Good morning. On the show today, I've got a Wrestlemania question for Scott. Jimmy Taylor has a big announcement tonight about his show. Big announcement for your dining habits this summer, possibly, as well. Stay tuned for that. I got to film a very well-known Canadian band playing music at an ice fishing derby at the weekend. It's a sentence I never thought I'd say. We'll discuss. There is one Canada Goose in Yellowknife. Everybody's seen it. People are practically getting selfies with it. It's just hanging out by the tennis courts like a delinquent. We need to get to the bottom of this. Why is there one Canada Goose in Yellowknife? Have you ever been so early for something that everyone just looked at you and wondered what you were up to? Because that Canada Goose would know how you felt. And a little shout out to Kevin Cooey as well. Grew up in Inuvik in Yellowknife. Proud Gwitchin. World silver medalist. Despite playing some of the greatest curling shots you will ever see all last week. And I should know because I'm an expert, obviously. Came up just short last night, but a world silver medal. Not too much to sniff at, is it? Morning!
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Ollie and Lekter with you on your Monday morning. You may have noticed, I feel like most people in Yellowknife have appear to have noticed, there is one Canada Goose in town. It arrived maybe a week or so ago. It just has been kicking around the tennis courts as though it's got nothing better to do. And that is causing some consternation. Now, Lekter, I'm sure you'll be in this group. Yellowknife Bird Arrivals, are you in that Facebook group?
No. Shockingly.
I know, right? I also am not in Yellowknife Bird Arrivals, the public Facebook group, but anybody can join. If you go to Yellowknife Bird Arrivals, you will see many photos of this Canada Goose because it is a bird, it has arrived, and we're in Yellowknife, so it qualifies. And there are photos all over the place. So here's one from the 28th of March. Canada Goose by the entrance to the Dedda Ice Road. And there it is, just on its own, just walking around. It's basically like the life and times of the Canada Goose. This Facebook page. It just documents different places that the goose has been seen. There's another sighting, 1st of April, Canada Goose hanging out at the pump house, where the ptarmigans usually are, at the intersection of Old Airport Road and Cam Lake Road. I saw the same Canada Goose this morning. It was fighting a raven. Etc. etc.
We got a message about that the other day, did we not? To the Cabin Radio
we did.
Our email?
We got an inbox message from someone else saying, I've just seen a Canada Goose. And I
think at that point the ravens were closing in. This might have been just before the fight.
You're making it sound very bleak for the Canada Goose, Scott.
Well, he's probably feeling very alone.
Well, I would imagine so. Here we are, yeah. So we had a message in, this is another photo of the goose. This time the goose is, just hanging out on its own at the back of the, across from the multiplex. Yeah, ravens were flying at it.
Yeah.
Seems strange this early, said the person who sent that, who will remain nameless. And not because I'm just protecting their identity for, like, goose-related purposes. They just didn't leave a name. So there we are. We have a Canada Goose in town.
Yeah.
It seems a little early. Certainly, judging by the fact there's one goose, that would imply that the geese think it's early. Have you ever turned up for anything?
Early?
No. Early. Well, we know on this show, Lekter. We know. But have you ever had that sensation where you've turned up so early for something that you've begun to doubt that you've arrived at the right place? Or you've just turned up and... No, you've never... Okay.
No, I can't say that I have.
Now that I say that out loud to you, that starts to make sense. But I certainly have turned up for things before and wondered to myself, well, nobody else is here yet. It's supposed to be a big public event or something. You get it like an hour or two early.
Right.
Especially if you're doing TV things or whatever, or reporting, because you want to make sure you get everything set up and you're ready to go.
Yes.
And you're wandering around and you think, am I even in the right parking lot? Is this the right building? Should I phone somebody? But then I've got to then I'm just hassling people. No, I'll leave it. I'll wait.
Right.
And then you'd like an hour goes by, and it's like half an hour till the thing starts. You're like, oh, I just don't know. Oh, this is so much more stress than I was just supposed to come here and just like ask one thing of one person.
Right.
I empathize greatly with that Canada Goose, who is just kicking around the back of the tennis courts, looking up at the sky every now and again, looking back at the watch. Ugh, they should have been here by now.
A little cold, I guess, but
Yeah.
No, it's never been a matter of turning up too early to give that impression. I have turned up in the wrong place, very much on time, thus just making me extremely late for the actual thing. There's been some incidents. I know some people struggle with the fact that there is 2 rinks here, actually 3, but different bodies of rinks, and sometimes it's kind of tough to remember what rink you're showing up for what game.
Okay, so the Goose has just turned up at the wrong location for the game.
That's right.
Okay. Rest of the team gone to White Horse.
And have given up on this Goose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ditched from the team.
Oh, I feel bad for the Goose.
Well, this is the thing. Like, it's kind of heartbreaking seeing all these different photos being published of one Canada Goose enjoying what looks like a really quite lonesome tour of Yellowknife.
Getting picked on by ravens.
Right. I mean, that is the thing as well, is if you're a goose coming to Yellowknife on your own, I feel like the TripAdvisor for geese guide should definitely say, like, the ravens here are jerks. Beware the ravens. The ravens will not treat you lightly.
Yeah. You'll be lucky if they tolerate your existence.
Yeah. All you need to do is take one look at the side of the gallery building downtown in Yellowknife. If you the gallery building is the one opposite the cinema, just across the side street there. And you look at the side of the gallery building facing Franklin Avenue, covered in raven deposit.
Yeah.
Because they took against that building. None of the other buildings in town have this issue. You look at the side of any other building, absolutely fine.
Pretty okay.
Side of that building, the ravens had a thing against it a few years ago, and they just covered it. And then they left it. Because they're jerks. And now that I've said this out loud on the air, you know that Cabin Radio tomorrow morning, this window here, covered in raven poo.
Yeah. It's had a couple passes.
Yeah. It's going to get a couple more now. Because they're out there. They know how to live stream. They had no trouble downloading the app. And boy, are they going to be mad now.
I think this Goose is going to be okay, though. You said, I don't know why when you set it up and you said he's been hanging out by the tennis courts, that made me just think, like, that makes him sound really tough. Like, this is a really street Goose, just hanging out by the tennis courts, whatever. Ravens picking on him. He's just going on with his day.
In 2 years' time, when the movie comes out, I will watch Street Goose.
Cabin Radio's Morning Show Podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Mornings at the Cabin on your Monday morning. This is Ollie and Lekter, and we are joined by a special guest on the show because when it comes to discussing Wrestlemania, Lekter, for some strange reason, didn't really want to have that conversation with me, and I know that just seems so strange.
That is not true.
But you found someone, didn't you? Find someone just a little more up on these things than me.
We've had WrestleMania chats in the past on the radio, and it's always been a blast.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, who have you got on the line?
We have got Dez Loreen on the line, host of the Destro Show, which you all know. Dez, how you doing?
Bro, it is amazing. I'm here right now, about to catch a train out of New Rochelle into Manhattan, and then get on a bus from there into Brooklyn to go meet Roman Reigns, my last day of WWE Access Convention, all the meet and greets. I get to go do all that wild stuff one more time. It's going to be amazing.
You, according to everything I've seen on social media, have had the week/weekend of your life. How are you feeling?
Bro, I'm telling you this, I'm 36 years old. I'm glad I have the financial stability to do these things, but I wish I had the sort of energy and the youth of, like, myself when I was 20, because there's some, here we go, there's the train.
Watch
there's
out,
some late
there's
nights,
a train coming.
There's a lot of good times. Yeah, watch out for the train. No, there's some great nights. It's late, but it's exhausting, right? Because, we all know I'm not in the best physical shape. It's not like in 1986, you know what I mean? I'm not back out there running track anymore. I'm not that old, I'm just kidding. But it's a lot of walking in the city here. It's a lot of walking, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm walking here, right?
Yeah. I'm walking here. Des, do you need us to give you a call back? Are you getting on the train right away?
Oh, no. It's not my train. I'm just at the station.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, give us a recap. WrestleMania 35 last night. How was it?
Okay, so Wrestlemania, this was by far, in my opinion, and nothing else matters. Everybody knows it's on the Dez Show. So I know all the listeners here on Monday in the morning, they're listening Thursday nights at 10 as well, once those kids are asleep and the dishes are done. This was bar none the best WrestleMania I have ever seen. Believe, man. They delivered on so many things here. They gave us everything. I mean, I'm not big on spoilers, but definitely they delivered. Please, if you're watching out this, if you don't even like wrestling, whatever you're into, get into this, because this was amazing entertainment.
Amazing. What was your favorite match of the night?
Oh, man, there were too many. I think the biggest moment of the night, obviously, for me was the WWE Championship match, Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston's been in WWE now 11 years. He's an accomplished champion in the mid-card, in the tag team, but he's never gone for that big goal, the big title, the World Championship, and it's so cool to see him do this. It's just been a really organic push for him, you know, the promotion of him, the get from him to be a regular superstar to this mega superstar now. He's a champion, and it's so well-deserved. The atmosphere in that building last night was insane. Like, it was crazy. I've been there, my second WrestleMania now. The first one was in New Orleans last year, and this was loud. But I will say one thing about this is it is so... okay, I'm not going to swear on a Monday morning here. I'm not Wheeler. I don't have that sort of freedom. But it is messed up. It's messed up because it's so spread out over the city. Like, when you look at it on the map and it says, okay, WrestleMania is going to be in Jersey, Raw and SmackDown and NXT are going to be in Brooklyn, and they're going to be in Manhattan, and the access signings are going to be in Brooklyn. So it's like it's spread out so far that trains everywhere, walking everywhere. Last night, so we all took a bus to get to MetLife. I don't know how you know geographically about the city in Jersey, but MetLife is in like an island of its own. There's nothing close to it. It's just a huge parking lot in the middle of nowhere and this massive, massive stadium. So after WrestleMania let out at about 12 o'clock, 12:15 local here, we had 70,000 people leaving this arena, and a big majority of them got here on a bus. Now, the way they got here on buses like we did was they were all staggered, right, from like 2:30, 4:30, 5:30, etc. But now we've got everybody in one big lineup, and I have never been in such a big lineup. This was crazy. Like, we were standing there for 2 hours, and halfway through it started pouring rain. And I'm not talking like a little Inuvik rain, a little drizzle. This is like a straight-up New York, whoa, it's raining here rain. You know what I mean?
Rats floating down the street.
Dude, I swear there was one on a little raft made out of a bottle. It was crazy, dude.
So, Dez, I want to... Now, ordinarily, this kind of event, and I have to be honest with everybody here, might pass me by in terms of my personal, like, what turns up on my Facebook feed. But this even turned up on the BBC and everywhere else over the weekend, because at the Hall of Fame event, Bret Hart got attacked by a guy. Now, did you see that?
So now, I actually got to meet Bret Hart earlier in the day. He was really...
Was it you?
I showed him my Bret tattoo. No, listen, that's blasphemous, okay?
Sorry,
a lot of you guys respected the Dez Show more than that to start throwing accusations around. That was really brutal, all right? Listen, the guy is 61 years old. He's 61 years old. He's lived his whole life for the fans. I guarantee you that MMA fighter, whoever it was that got pounded up after that jump in there, he got what kind of... I don't know if you guys have seen all the clips, but, man, it took those guys less than a second to jump on him, and they were railing him all the way up the door. Like, this guy looks like he was in, like, a war after that. And, like, talk about, like, just don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's been historically known to wrestling fans that if you cross that line, you're getting charged, first of all, and the wrestlers are, their safety is number one. Mm-hmm. So I've seen videos, and you can look them up easily, of run-ins like that, and dudes get stomped in the face. Like, they're getting punched and stomped in the face for real, because it's like, yo, you're interrupting a show here. Plus, these guys are all jacked up on pills and testosterone and God knows what, wearing the smallest of clothing, so they're already insecure about it. You know, and now you're putting them on blast like this. So of course they're gonna feed you some beats, and that's what happened to this kid. Oh, sorry, train's going by. So I'm gonna turn away from it. This kid got beat up so bad, and like, dude, if there was any way to make yourself blackballed in the whole wrestling community, attack one of the biggest heroes we've ever had. Whoa, that's loud.
I mean, it does seem to me. You may not even be able to hear me while that train goes by, but it does seem to me like it seems to me like. People probably don't need telling that you probably shouldn't, as an amateur, get up on stage and attack a pro wrestler. That feels to me like a very early lesson learned in life.
I would think so too. You know what I mean? I would think so too, especially if you're trying to build like a name for yourself. Like I think the guy was an amateur fighter or something. Like you really just give yourself a lot of infamy, and a lot of people might go for that sort of what they call heel heat. You know, the bad guy sort of the rub. But dude, I've never seen such a negative reaction. And you know what really sucks though is after it happened, people are like, you know, this pro wrestling, this could be a work. And then I started really getting upset because I'm like, dude, are you serious? No, man. Like there's things that they will not mess with. And I think definitely, I believe in my heart that Bret the Hitman Hart and his legacy is one of those things that is very well protected.
Okay. Because we were gonna ask you what you might have thought about that. Obviously, like Ollie said, the video has been everywhere. It's been beyond just the wrestling fan universe. Like everyone has seen this video of Bret Hart getting tackled by a random fan. And the more video footage I looked at, there was a really good one that came out of just the broadcast shot. And there's a moment where he pauses in his speech, and it's as though there is a moment that they're waiting for something, and he looks over. He clearly sees this fan coming, and he doesn't really react before the guy has his arms wrapped around him and is pulling him to the ground. And I just thought about it. I was
now
like,
here's the counterpoint. Here's the counterpoint. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so the way they had it set up this time was the stage was in the ring, and they have security all around, and there's only VIPs around them. So from the video that I saw, the sort of the wider angle of it, you could see the guy was being chased by security all the way in. So there was already a commotion that this guy's made it about 150 feet where he shouldn't be. So people are already aware that there's a guy running that's already getting heat from security. Mm-hmm. So now Bret, for his thing, now he has been out of the picture for so long and these things happen on the fly. There's always surprises. There's WWE, you know what I mean? So I think that for him to see somebody out of the peripheral coming out from his left side or his right side, where he was, he's probably like, oh, so who's up here congratulating me? And then wham, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
okay. Like, who's the next person that's going to come up from behind me in this very safe environment that they've created for the 61-year-old stroke victim? You know what I mean? Like, man.
That's a good point. Yeah,
but no, definitely. You know, and so like you can see it though too. It's like, you know, and he's definitely not. Like, he's still charismatic. He's still the hitman, but he's definitely come along in age too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not making excuses. And if it comes out to be a work, then I've definitely got egg on my face. But as somebody who takes it very seriously, I think that it's super depressing, man. It's a bummer, man.
You know what? I would say no egg. It's pro wrestling. If it's a work, then it's just pro wrestling doing what it does best.
They did their jobs well, right? Des, before we wrap it up, I just want to ask, other than rainy bus stations at 2 o'clock in the morning, what are your New York City plans?
Oh, so I've already been all over. We're going to be hitting up. I'm going to 30 Rock. I'm doing a Destro show hit from 30 Rock. That's my plan here.
You and Liz Lemon, like, just speaking of 30 Rock, that suddenly seems to me like the broadcast dream team. Yep, good luck with that.
Well, God, thank you so much, you guys. Hey, you guys have a great day, and I could go another 5 hours here talking about Bret Hart, and there was a swear word. Dropped it. I'm such a roguelike wheeler.
Love you, Des. Glad you're having a great time.
Oh, I am having an amazing time. You guys have a great weekend there, and it's plus 15 here. Everybody's telling me it's cold, but I'm like, bro, this is my summer. This is totally summer right now to me, bro.
All right. Enjoy it, Des. Take care. We'll speak to you soon.
Have a good day.
That is Dez Loreen live from New York City this morning. Little WrestleMania chat in your mornings at the cabin.
Want the meat and potatoes of the morning show with none of the filler? You've got it with the Mornings at the Cabin podcast. That's a strange breakfast, though.
AJ and I and Sarah headed out to the fishing derby on Prelude Lake. They had more than 100 teams turn up for this thing.
Holy.
Which is 3 times the size it was last year. And like, you could only really ever see 10 people at a time because Prelude's a pretty big lake, so everybody just spread out. They had a great time. I've heard nothing but good things. We also, we have another video that I'm going to get to in a minute of a totally different nature from the fishing derby. We did 2 things, basically. The first thing that I want to talk about first is we put a microphone in AJ's hands and we said, like, let's introduce ourselves to some of the fine fellows who are fishing here. And almost invariably, that meant people under the age of 10 fishing. Because it turns out what most families at a family fish derby seem to do is everybody turns up. The parents like hand the fishing rods to the kids and say, kids, the fate of the family is in your hands.
Crack a bag of Cheetos. Away you go, kids.
Exactly. Kids, you just hold that rod for 3 hours. We're going to be at the truck. and we'll come back and see how you get on. And can anyone blame them for that? No, absolutely not. Now, I just want you to... I'm going to play a little bit of this. Go check out the video on our Facebook page. Here is just a little taste of what AJ got up to.
So, how's it going so far?
Good.
Yeah? You cold?
No.
Any fish?
No.
Have you looked down the hole? Have you seen any fish?
No. It's
No?
all black.
Just black. That makes sense. I'm here with Maddie, and rumors have it that she's actually caught a fish here today. Are these true?
Yes.
How big was it?
A little, I think this big.
This big. That's huge. That's almost as tall as you. Just about the same. Just about the same. How much do you weigh?
6 pounds.
You weigh 6 pounds. Okay. So you're definitely lighter than the fish then, right? Thanks, Maddie. Good luck today.
All right, that's just a little sample.
Those kids are messing with him.
Those kids, yeah. Listen, Maddie, you're just not 6 pounds. Just saying. Like, cabin radio puppy's 15 pounds.
You know, we're out there trying to do a serious video, Maddie, and here you are just messing around.
Never work with kids, AJ. Never work with kids. It's a great video. Go check the video out. Cabin Radio at the Fishing Derby on our Facebook page. And we also had the pleasure of the Grapes of Wrath were in town. Now, they had a sold-out show on Saturday night at the top night. We got them to come out to the Fishing Derby, which I did not think they were going to agree to do. But shout out to Patrick Jacobson and YK Rocks, who brought them up to town. They managed to convince these guys that, it's a great idea to, like, drive out and play a couple tracks in, like, a wind chill of minus 15. It was a pretty breezy day.
Yeah.
Like, minus 15, minus 20 with the wind chill.
Big open lake. Lots of room for that wind to whip across.
So 2 of the band turn up. And I get a little message saying, we're in the tent. There's a organizer's tent at the front.
Okay.
So I go over to the tent, and they're the band. And they're looking, relatively bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and a little bit like they're checking out all the toques. There's one of the guys who's already got an Arctic angler's toque on his head, and he's clearly having a great time.
Nice.
But then I say to them, so are you ready? I'll take you out, and I've got a little spot picked out for the video. And they looked at me like, we're playing outside. Well, it's a fishing derby. I mean, there's minimal inside to work with. There's like this small tent for the organizers and where the prizes are, and there's a hot chocolate machine.
Yeah.
But this seems like a long way to go to film inside a tent next to a hot chocolate machine. And I just, I think they hadn't necessarily realized that there is no indoors at a nice fishing derby.
Your show tonight will be indoors this afternoon, middle of a lake.
We may be called Cabin Radio. We have no access to a cabin. Nor are we a radio station, but let's not dwell. And so we took. They need a little bit of. We need a little bit of persuading. Yeah. There was mention of arthritis. I was like, you'd be fine. And
just one song.
And okay. So we got them out onto the ice, and God bless them, they did a lovely job. And there's another great little video of them on our website. You can find it on our Facebook page. They are playing a track entitled "What Was Going Through My Head," which.
Very appropriate.
Yeah, and it also has a line in it that says, I think it's something like, "Deep down inside, I am safe." I'm like, it's an ode to lake trout.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice deep down, I am safe. Up there, strange people singing, and things on hooks.
They look pretty comfortable in the video playing, though. They don't look like 2 guys who were just had some bad news dropped on them that they had to go outside.
I think they literally warmed to it.
Oh.
Like we put them in the truck for a few minutes. They warmed up a little bit. I mean, I get it, right? If it's minus 15, minus 20, I'm not sure I could necessarily play a guitar for that long.
It's not good strumming weather.
It's not good strumming weather, exactly. But they braved it. They did a lovely job, and it's a great little video. And I know that Patrick is hoping to bring up more bands like this in future, and I think it's on us now to try and find suitably northern backdrops.
Yes.
No matter what the time of year.
We have a few.
Because I'm told the plan is to bring 3 more acts up this year alone.
Okay.
Like of Grapes of Wrath sort of stature or greater, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
And we're going to need, going to have to come up with summery northern settings and autumn northern settings and another winter. It's minus 45 and some poor act is going to come up here. I don't even know who else we got to get come up here like that.
We'll just take them on the next Delo or no Delo photo shoot.
Yeah, there you go.
Use those backdrops.
Pet project?
Yeah.
Pet project would be fantastic.
There we go.
Strolling through like the sounds of howling dogs in the background.
What better ambience do you want than dogs?
An acoustic set
in the background.
With 37 Northern Specials sounding off in the background.
You got your own orchestra.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Ollie and Lekter with you on your Monday morning. Karine now in the studio as well. Morning, Karine.
Wow. Hello.
What's up?
Nothing. No, it's fine. No, forget about it.
That's the first time I've ever offended somebody before even really saying hello. What? Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Are you sober?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good.
Good, okay.
I've never seen someone be shocked by an intro before.
No, you didn't offend me. Trust me.
What was the wow about?
No, it's okay. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
I'm a little worried about it.
No, don't be.
I don't know about you, Ollie.
Don't be.
I'll be worried if you touch that microphone again while I've got it potted up on full over here.
Okay.
We've discussed this. I've seen Jesse discuss this with you. The evaluation is this afternoon.
I know.
Don't forget that.
Is it this
3 p.m.
afternoon?
It is.
This afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Is this Karine's last week?
Wow. Well, I knew that.
Already been here for 4 weeks.
I assumed you'd wait till Friday. Like, give her a week.
No, because you need to give her 4 days to, apply corrective measures.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really worried.
I mean, I feel like you do the evaluation on the last day if it's going to be genuinely terrible.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
You kind of want to do it at the airport.
There is no hope for improvement. Let's just get this out of the way.
You pull up in the truck at the little drop-off area at Yellowknife Airport, and then you're just like, okay, now we'll do the evaluation. Yeah, just get your bags out on the side first, and then just hop back in, and we'll do the evaluation. So, anyway, look, here it is.
So you're not there, so that's okay.
Yeah.
You're doing all right.
For anyone who doesn't know, Ollie has a lot of power because if I don't pass this internship, I don't pass my course.
Just out of interest, to help me out this afternoon, Karine, what constitutes a pass? How much have you got to get on this evaluation?
No. Basically, it's just you got to be oh yeah, you know. I don't know. I don't know. It just has to I think basically I passed already because I'm still here. So.
Oh, so you don't have that much power.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've started to reevaluate. I think basically I passed already.
Yeah, because
One moment, please. Just making a little note over here.
About that.
I think I passed already. No. We'll review that later on. Okay, so I basically have to check a box somewhere on this form for you to continue your career.
Yeah, sort of.
I think I passed already.
Well, you didn't kick me out.
So you went to see, just change the subject, shall we, Karine? Just for your own sake. You went to see a movie on the weekend.
I did.
Mr. Wheeler was going to accompany you. He bailed.
He did. 100%.
Did he give a reason?
He just said he overbooked.
He overbooked. What is he, Air Canada? Did he at least give you a meal voucher and
$10 meal voucher? You went to Chili's?
No, he basically was like, oh, I might show up, and then 10 minutes before the movie started, he's like, no. He's like, no. He's like, sorry, I missed it. The movie hadn't even started yet. I was like, wow.
Okay.
You went to see Shazam.
I did.
Now, I honestly, and I'm actually not 1% joking about this, I was certain that this movie was about the app, Shazam, that you use to identify new music. I was like, okay, we've seen the emoji movie. We've seen movies where they've basically taken a thing,
There's
a
two
commercial
Lego
thing.
Movies now.
2 Lego movies, right?
Yeah.
If you can make a Lego movie, I'm sure you can make a Shazam movie. I knew it had a superhero in it because I'd kind of seen the promotional poster or something. Okay, the superhero's ability must be that they can identify music before anyone else. And therefore, I don't know, maybe they win a trivia contest that saves the world.
So Shannon is Shazam?
Shannon is
basically
the Clark Kent of this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, basically disappears into Studio 2, changes into a Shazam outfit, and then goes and saves the world through the power of song.
And eats chicken wings.
Yeah. How close am I, Karine, to the plot?
Very far off.
Not even close.
Kind of disappointed. I feel like my movie would have been good. Give us without any real spoilers. Give me a basic summary of what actually happens in Shazam.
Okay. 14-year-old ends up being summoned by a powerful wizard. Gets a bunch of powers.
How powerful?
Well, he's bulletproof. And
Is he more powerful than Harry Potter?
Yes.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
Is he more powerful than Gandalf?
No.
Okay, so
All right.
that
Definitely
gives
not.
me that
Good
frames this
gauge
nicely.
of power there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so every time he says Shazam, turns into this bulletproof old, well, not old dude, but he's not 14 anymore. And
Yeah, steady on what you're about to term old in the studio, Grant.
And then evil dude, the seven sins are part of this movie, and then there's like I'm pretty sure like the Greek gods are like part of this movie.
You're pretty sure?
Well, I don't know if that's what you consider.
But
I'm
no,
pretty
like,
sure that's what it's like.
But there's
hinting at.
There's no beat the intro. There's no like music identification round anywhere in this movie. No, okay.
not a single bit. It's a great movie. It's a great movie for anyone who wants to like bring their kids who has never seen a superhero movie before. It's like a great introduction to superhero movies because it's not.
If you've never seen a superhero movie before, I would like to shake your hand. Please come to Cabin Radio. I'd like to congratulate you in the face of Marvel and DC's best efforts over decades of plowing the same tripe in your general direction with a slightly different title 34 times. You, good person, have somehow not seen any of those movies. And that takes resilience and guts. And you're more powerful than any Gandalf. Sorry, go on, Corinne.
But there's a swearing Santa, which is very funny. Also, this movie would not have worked if it wasn't Zachary Levi who played Shazam.
Why is that?
Because Shazam is actually, like, it's a grown man in a, 14-year-old in a grown man's body. So, to be able to act that, you have to have some sort of, inner child.
Okay.
And, he really, as a person, he's like that. Like, if you watch interviews with him, he's, very, bubbly and crazy and stuff. And it portrays really well in the movie. And I don't think anyone else could have acted that part as well as he did. So
okay.
It's like AJ at the fishing derby.
No one could have done better.
We were just watching that video. Like, nobody could have done better than AJ at the fishing derby in that video. So
absolutely.
if you want a sense as to what Shazam is going to be like as a movie, go watch AJ at the fishing derby on the Cabin Radio Facebook page, and that'll really give you a sense. Thanks for the review, Corinne.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Must-see movie?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And you can download at your Apple or Android app store?
No.
No. Okay.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.